Welcome to Silicon Scoop, where we dive into the latest tech news impacting the world. Join John Irwin and the Startup Coach as they explore the tech news that matters to you. Stay ahead, stay informed, and now on with the show.
Anthropic just dropped a $350 million blueprint admitting the mass job displacement is an intrinsic consequence of advanced AI, and they aren't waiting for the government to figure out the fallout. If you think your white-collar career is completely safe, the very people building the tech are telling you to start prepping for the Great Depression level disruption today. So Anthropic has unveiled its unemployment plan. Anthropic has released a comprehensive 3-tiered economic policy framework outlining specific government and corporate responses if AI-driven unemployment hits 5%, 10%, or climbs past 25%. They are backing this framework with $350 million to fund proactive labor market research and worker transition programs before a full-scale crisis triggers. So this is the first time a major frontier AI laboratory has openly laid out a survival guide, an economy broken by its own products, shifting the conversation from theoretical tech ethics to immediate macroeconomics. What do you think about this, John?
Yeah, this is interesting. So let's just kind of link this to unemployment rate in the past, right? So the highest unemployment rate in Canada was recorded December 1982, and that was at 13.1%. In the U.S., the post-Great Depression, so we're talking about anything post-Great Depression. We're not taking the Great Depression into any of this. The post-peak was 14.7% in April of 2020. But if we're talking Great Depression, it did reach 25%. So the most important, like you said, technical detail here is that they're not predicting one specific outcome. So they've created a tiered response. So at the lower disruption level, Anthropic focuses on increasing economic participation through capital ownership. One proposal involves creating investment accounts seeded at birth, allowing citizens to accumulate ownership stakes in productive assets and potentially benefit from AI-driven economic growth. I thought that was kind of cool. The underlying theory is that if AI dramatically increases corporate profits, citizens should have mechanisms to share in those gains. So at the medium disruption level, which is the 10%, Anthropic recommends extending unemployment insurance, wage insurance programs, retraining initiatives, job matching services, and direct support for displaced workers. And so this resembles previous responses to industrial automation and globalization, but potentially on a larger scale. So at the highest disruption level, where it could reach 20 to 25% or beyond, Anthropic, they're discussing structural economic design. So potential options include a universal basic income, AI-specific taxes, sovereign wealth funds funded by AI-generated profits, and permanent income floors. So this is where the conversation shifts from labor policy to economic architecture. I've always been a strong proponent of UBI, universal basic income. All of the tests, I don't want to say tests, I'm trying to think of the word, but they have run analysis and they have programs. What's that?
They're pilot programs?
Yeah, the pilot programs have shown success, and so I'm a huge proponent of that. So, what do you think about this report, Craig, and what they're proposing?
Well, like many things, I am the opposite of. I'm not a big believer in UBI, and it's not in UBI itself. It's in looking around and seeing the motivation for people to do anything, and we need people being productive, whatever that is. This is interesting, and I'm glad people are talking about it. So they're saying we should, we have to talk about where the jobs are going. And, it's not going to be nearly as bad as they claim, because it's just at least right now, as every model comes out, they seem to want to double in price. So like we said, Fable is $50 per million output tokens. I can't remember what the input tokens were, like $20, might be 10.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is that's significantly up from the last model, significantly up from the last model as they're racing to profitability. That means usage is actually going to go down because people can't afford it. So the whole industry is shifting to small language models, models you can host on your own devices that you can run yourself. So 80% of the jobs you do will be run by those, and only 20% of the jobs you do will be farmed out to these frontier models at this price level. So the world's going to change. And the economy has to change. We're rife for all of that. I think most of the layoffs up to this point that were blamed on AI have nothing to do with AI. They were just corporate reshuffling, and AI is a buzzword that they can blame it on, and off we go. I think we need to be thinking about this. I think we need to be understanding, how do we get people contributing in a future society where AI is taking many of the knowledge worker jobs?
Yeah, it's going to be a fundamental shift, more fundamental than the Industrial Revolution, I think.
Yeah, I think it will be. But again, I think it'll take a lot longer than people think. I mean, it's coming fast, like AI, but we're going to have huge shakeups. We're going to have an economic bubble burst because we can't have $10 trillion companies in the world or whatever. Like the economics aren't supporting what's happening right now. We can only have a couple of these. So we'll see how this all works out. But I'm glad governments and AI companies are rethinking about how do we address this in the new economy, because we do need training. We do need systems. That we have an unemployment problem in Canada. We have an export problem of lumber in Canada. We have a shortage of trades in Canada. And I put all those together and say, why don't we not have a government-funded trades program where we're putting people on the job with tradesmen, getting their apprenticeship while we're building houses and homes and the infrastructure with the soft lumber and the stuff that we can't export. And we're like really starting to create the future jobs. And this seems like a win solution for everybody all around, but no one's doing it because government gets in the way. You know, it is what it is, because you can't just do these things because there's commercial companies out there and whatnot. But we need this type of thinking. If we're not doing this, we won't do it in the future. So that's my point, is we need to start thinking about this. So we need more trade. So let's do that. But let's start funding the programs that have this educational program, that have these renewal job functions, that have these things that are getting people. It's great that they're training people on AI and with some of the new AI grants and strategies and stuff. But if AI is the problem, is training people on AI enough?
Not so. No, it's not. So yes, I totally agree with you. We need more investment and more incentives for people to go into the trades, for sure. Because trades, as of right now, like they're a pretty safe bet. We need more tradespeople. AI can't replace an electrician. AI can't replace a plumber as of right now. Robots might be able to, but robots that can do that are quite a ways away. So why not get the tradespeople that we need now to build the infrastructure and everything that we need? I agree with you with the AI training, but we definitely need some baseline AI training for everyone. But also on top of that, in that training, it needs to be how to apply that to the world. So not just, hey, here's how to use AI, but here's how to critical think with AI, because AI is taking away the critical thinking part of people. And we've talked about this before, where people are using AI for things that they shouldn't because they don't have any knowledge of that topic that they're using AI for. And so what they're doing is they're taking that output from AI, trusting it, and using that. And so that's not okay, because it's just creating a dumber society, because people are using it. So great. Yeah, you're trying to use AI for something you don't know about, but you're not willing to learn about that to know whether or not AI is giving you the right output. So there's a disconnect there. And yes, 100%, there needs to be a fairly in-depth training on AI, like a baseline, and then a next step up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I 100% agree that we need to do something about this. We need to see that it's coming and figure out what systems and educational programs and whatever else we can do to put in
Yeah.
place so that we catch this. Like, look at our auto industry in Canada here. It's in ruins right now because of all, US and whatnot. Just is what it is. But we need our own. Like, they're going to import some cars from China, great, but that doesn't give us jobs, right? I'm just saying that we're not historically good at taking that industry and giving them something else. You know what I mean? We're just not good at it. We haven't done it. What we should be doing is
we're good at cowering. Like, look at the Avro Aero. Like, we had an awesome opportunity to have an amazing aviation program and build our own. Bombardier, great, they're great. We covered the world's fastest private commercial airliner, right? So, like, Bombardier is great, but we've lost huge in this race because we've cowered up, and we need to take charge and build our own things. We have the resources.
Yeah, and even if we have to build other people's things to start, I'm good at boosting our economy. For example, if this is what I'm thinking, AI and robots are the prime industries of the future. Why are we not switching these car manufacturing plants over to robot manufacturing plants? Maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe they don't work that well.
Because you're going to lose jobs. Oh, you mean actual building the robots, not the robots building the cars.
That's right. Let's start building robots. Let's start becoming the number one manufacturer of robots for the world. Let's volunteer building robots for Tesla and everyone else under the sun. When I say volunteer, I mean, let's give them incentives to bring the jobs here. So build the factories to give our people the skills to do it. We don't always have to do for other people, but it's a place to start if we're not going to do the investment. We can't even refine our own oil here in Canada because we don't have the types of refineries, and we're unwilling to invest. So all our oil from Alberta,
largest oil deposits in the world, but they're oil sands.
So we don't have the right refineries to do it, but we won't invest the money to build those refineries to clean them so we can be self-sufficient in oil and gas. Why wouldn't we do that? Like, hello, why wouldn't we do that? Anyways,
we also have a lot of rare earth metals and minerals that the world needs that we supply. We've got 20% of the world's fresh water. Like, we have an abundance of resources that we could use locally if we just invested in the infrastructure.
Absolutely. So we got a little bit off track here, but I'm glad that people are looking at unemployment strategies because we need to. And we need to be looking at what Mr. Wonderful, Kevin, what's his name, is doing in Wonder Valley in Alberta.
O'Leary? O'Leary?
Yeah, O'Leary, exactly. They've got an $80 billion data center they built out there in northern Alberta that runs on natural gas and a whole bunch of other stuff. They've got the energy. They've got, why? There's no reason we shouldn't be doing our best to attract as much tech companies or even our own technology to be building here. And when I say unemployment strategies, great, let's build the training, but we have to give them practicality. I know we're running along this topic, but I like the idea of, all right, let's start embracing how cities can properly and provinces can properly use AI to really address a lot of the problems we have. What about accessibility to services? What about clean water? What about, the environment and all the issues we have? What about, there's so many issues that go on. If you want to give people practical skills, let's build up this team that actually starts going through this to figure out how do we make our cities cleaner, greener, and more friendly for the people while also costing us less. There's lots of things that can be done to build up these projects and build up these initiatives that would automatically create intellectual property that is owned by our government or whoever here, just by the nature of what they're doing. But we won't. So anyway, as much as depression as that may be, and Anthropic is drawing a line in the sand, confirming that mass economic displacement isn't a glitch of advanced AI. It's an inevitable feature. And would you be willing to accept a government digital dividend check funded by AI taxes if it meant your entire career was permanently automated? Or should we be slowing down AI deployment right now? Let us know in the chat.
Tired of drowning in repetitive tasks while your competitors race ahead? Every minute you spend on manual data entry, scheduling, and routine processes is a minute you're not growing your business. Flowgrammar.ca transforms your workflow chaos into seamless automation. We build AI-powered systems that handle your busy work so you can focus on what actually makes you money. Our clients typically save 15 plus hours per week and see their productivity double within 60 days. Visit flowgrammar.ca for a free automation audit. That's flowgrammar.ca. Stop working in your business and start working on it.
What do you got going on, John?
Just plugging away, helping companies with government funding, attending events, probably startup drinks or Flowgrammar events. How about you, Craig?
Lots of stuff going on. I honestly don't know when this is going out. I have to check. I think it's going to go out in April. But there's all sorts of stuff going on. If you don't know about OpenClaw, it's the latest AI automation agent that's taken the world by storm in 2026. And OpenClaw Toronto chapter just launched. And we have all sorts of events going on. So check out openclawto.com. Our first demo night is April 14th. We have a Builder Cafe on April 10th. We have a bunch of other events. There's updates every day. We've deconstructed the latest 2 betas over the weekend that was launched in OpenClaw and what you should do about them. There's a bunch of articles over there. Go check that out. We're also over at flowgrammar.ca where we do N8N automations. We run the Flowgrammar community and do Builders Hub and connectivity for AI and business automation agents. And for everything else, head over to TorontoStarts where we hook up startups and investors at our Startup Investor Drinks. We do mentoring, we do workshops, we have a list of investors. There's a whole bunch of content over. You can also book me over there if you want a meeting with me to talk about whatever, help your startup. Check out TorontoStarts.com. But John, if people are looking for non-dilutive funding, where should they go and what is that?
Yeah, non-dilutive funding. We're talking government grants, tax credits. Come find me on LinkedIn if you have any questions. Right now is shred time, SRNED. But come reach out to me too if you've got a startup, if you've got a company. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and if they have company questions about their startup in general, where do they find you, Craig?
Yeah, find me at TorontoStarts.com. But John, just before we go, something's open right now, and it's closing May 31st. Thank you. Can Export. And what?
Yeah. So
what
if
should
you have
people
at
know
least
about that?
300,000 in revenue in the previous year, and you're looking to expand outside of Canada, reach out to me, and we can put together. We can talk about an application for Can Export.
All the links we talked about will be in the show notes wherever you're watching this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave us a comment, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to Silicon Scoop. We hope you enjoyed this episode's dive into the latest tech news. Stay connected with John Irwin and the Startup Coach on LinkedIn and subscribe for more insights and updates. Until next time, stay ahead, stay informed.